We live in a society
where apparently the ratings for Snyder Cut did not do very well. I'm Andy Signore. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. Look, I want to look at this one fairly. I'm not saying it did. This is another chart that came out from Variety of all places that showed off the Godzilla versus Kong numbers. But in going through these numbers, it's hard to ignore the fact that the Snyder Cut apparently did not do as well as some are saying. Now, look. This could be inaccurate data. Who knows? So take it as you want. I'm not going to be biased in this one. I'm going to look at this one as fairly as I can. Let's look at this chart though, because when you see this chart since launch, this is a weekly percent share of time spent with streaming services among U.S. TVision panel members. Now, before we even look at this, look at source TVision. Note: debut dates reflect U.S. HBO Max release dates. Data reflects U.S. viewership across connected TVs. Connected TV devices. TVision measures 25,000 titles across the U.S. Panel size is about 5K, 14,000 individuals. So that's a 14,000 people poll they're pulling this from. Now you got to remember, that's the same way Nielsen ratings worked too back in the day. So sure, this could be nonsense. It could also be a fair average of what's going on. And sort of to compare these two averages based on the last one we reported on the ratings, you'll have to make up your own data because they're never going to release the actual data. But now in looking at the data of, man, they did not do well all year. All year, it's just because they didn't really have anything. And then Wonder Woman drops. And it's a game changer for HBO Max. Woo! Skyrockets up to this point, which is, what is this number? Sorry, I zoomed ahead and now I can't. This is 8%. Oh my God, these are small. These are small. Damn. This is kind of embarrassing, I gotta say. Hold on, I'm making sure you see this. I'm not just saying Snyder, I'm just saying HBO Max in general. It's not doing very well. But here you go. It jumps to 8% when Wonder Woman 84 debuts. That trend continues after it debuted. So it did a pretty good weekend there. It looks like. We can't tell how many days, but that might be about a week or so. And then, whoo, drops. Because other people who wanted to watch Wonder Woman subscribed and then left. And then didn't watch anything. There's a little bit of dip. But then here, Judas and the Black Messiah, pretty big spike up. And then, in the month of March is when Snyder Cut came out. But here's about that blip. It's about right here. So you're telling me the Snyder Cut brought in numbers lower than Judas and the Black Messiah? Wait, what? Now, right there, I'm just like, can we trust these numbers? Because I'm sorry, no offense to Judas and the Black Messiah. I haven't seen it yet, to be perfectly honest. It's on my list of movies to watch, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I wanted to watch it. Daniel Kaluuya's gotten a bunch of award contention. I love Lakeith Stanfield. Like, I'm going to watch this movie. I want to watch this movie. It looks great. It's inspired by true events. I never got a chance to see it. And again, no disrespect to this film. You'd think a film with Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, be a huge commercial blockbuster that would obviously outgross a film like Judas and the Black Messiah. But apparently not. Apparently, according to this data, the Judas debut. Now, I wonder if there was something else that came. I tried to look around. I couldn't figure out, but did something else come around that time? I don't think it did. And so whatever it was, that was the big tentpole film they had at that point. That brought in more views than the period between that and Kong Godzilla. Now look, Godzilla vs. Kong also, they're saying, didn't do as well as Wonder Woman 1984, which is also strange. I would have thought Godzilla vs. Kong would have done better. But you got to remember, this is views. Weekly percent share of time spent streaming services among U.S. This is just a straight view data. To see, now if this was like subscribers that are coming in, maybe that'd be more telling, but no, this is view data based off of TVs that are connected. Now, smart TVs are connected, and it's sort of a way for them to grab the data through the smart TV, and then they do a random swath of people that they're pulling that data from, so they can make a fair average approximation. But when I see this chart and I see the Judas potentially, I don't know. Look, this is either very bad and shows that Snyder Cut really did underperform, or this is just faulty data because not to disrespect the film, I just don't see this film performing as big as Snyder Cut. But if it did, then bravo, Judas. I mean, we should be talking about that and giving it more due. But I I don't know, what do you guys think of this data? Now, if we go and break this down more, this comes from this VIP Variety site. Variety is like paid site, which I hate. I'm not paying for articles. I'm sorry, it's not happening. Put better ads on it or something. But Godzilla vs. Kong boosts HBO's Max to one of strongest weeks single since launch, data suggests, which is weird because it looks like Wonder Woman had a better lead too, but the problem is that last week's premiere could help go down as a big month of engagement for Warner Brothers' nearly 1 year streaming service. That's according to this data. I didn't pay for it, but I got this pulled from someone who did. Variety has published data insights from TVision, which measures around 25,000 titles across U.S. amongst a panel of roughly 5,000 households and 14,000 individuals to extrapolate viewership data. According to their research, Zack Snyder's Justice League drew a smaller streaming share, defined as the weekly percent share of time spent with streaming services among U.S. TVision panel members, than Wonder Woman 84, Judas and the Black Messiah, and Godzilla vs. Kong. So, this is just weird. This data is strange to me to imply that Wonder Woman, but the data is wrong. I'm having trouble understanding this data. That's why I want to be fair here. So maybe this is all BS. It's saying the best since launch. Well, clearly Wonder Woman was the best thing they've had since launch, judging by this data, unless they didn't have as many people there. But at this, I guess launch was not June. When did HBO Max launch? Hold on, I know I should have had this. HBO Max launched on May 27th. Okay, so May 27th is the launch date, and this data here is before May 27th. So this was a very low week, and I mean these weeks are higher than launch date. Everything since is higher than launch date, so I'm confused how they're saying it's the highest grossing, one of the strongest weeks since launch date. Okay, that's what they're calling it. Semantics. All right, so all right, then fine. Then they aren't calling it the best, but so it's interesting because, I mean, honestly, the news here, Wonder Woman did the best, which I would have expected that. Even though I also would have expected this steep decline after the film came out. Let's be fair. But I'm most surprised the fact that Judas is doing almost as well as Godzilla vs. Kong from a numbers perspective. Now, does that mean the data streaming-wise meant that, people went to theaters to see Godzilla vs. Kong? They didn't do it for Wonder Woman 84, but they did it for Godzilla vs. Kong. And they clearly didn't do it for Judas. But they streamed Judas, and they went to theaters for Godzilla vs. Kong. And that would make sense, right? Theater movie, streaming movie, in my opinion. And that's showing the data here. A strong, acted, Oscar-winning, potentially Oscar-winning movie, award-winning movie, great writing, etc. Like, cool. I want to watch that at home when I can. And then Godzilla vs. Kong, I don't want to watch on HBO Max. I want to go to the theaters and buy a ticket. I'm excited to go back. That could be what this data means. But to know that Snyder Cut is lower than these two, that's not good data. What do you guys think? On top of that, I did have this other, apparently in the black and white cut, Snyder finally did add this little snippet of...
In a society where honor...
It's there.
Memory.
It's honors distant. If you want to watch the We Live in a Society, the other note I wanted to make sure I shared to you was that, yes, he's released the deleted Joker scene. It's on YouTube now as well. But as part of the black and white cut of the Snyder Cut, you can go see that scene and learn what society we live in. It's definitely actually a better scene. I don't want to play it all to get clipped, but who laughed more, the boy or the girl? The laugh is actually better justified in this clip, I will admit. So I don't know why he cut it out. Own it. But he didn't. Now there's two versions of it you can watch. And I wonder what the numbers to the black and white version are. I say that seriously because I bet you those are a lot lower. But again, no shade meant to be thrown there. All I know is this data, if accurate, man, that's very telling. What do you guys think? Do you believe this? Do you not believe this? Could this be accurate? It seems like a legit source, and Variety's not always honest, but curious what you guys think. If you haven't already hit that subscribe button, please hit that subscribe button. You can also leave a comment down below or click on one of these videos. We live in a society where you watch more Popcorn Planet.